Good morning, I'm Tom Norris. Yosef bin Avraham. I'm an architect in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm going to show you how to build a sukkah in 30 minutes. First, I'm going to give you the list of materials that you can get at your local home improvement store. We'll need 7 4-foot by 8-foot lattice panels. They run about $20 a piece. We'll need 2 rolls of hemp rope, 1/4 inch, 50-foot rolls. They run about $6 a piece. And we'll need 5 2x4s, 8-foot long, and they run about $2.50 a piece. So the total materials cost is about $180. Okay, we're going to start with a list of materials. I want to show you, here's the roll of hemp rope that I got. It's a 1/4 inch rope, 50-foot long. We'll need 2 of those. I have 7 of these lattice panels we use for landscaping, and I've got 5 2x4s that are 8 feet long. Now I've already pre-drilled these 2x4s. The only tools that you will need is a knife to cut the rope, and it's a good idea to drill the holes to put the rope through the 2x4s, and you'll see that later. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 panels at a time. We're going to tie them together with a piece of rope. I have the rope about 18 inches long. We're going to tie them together in 3 places: the top, the middle, and the bottom. Now you don't have to be fancy with the knots. Any knots will work, but just keep the rope a little bit loose at this point. Now that we've got the first 2 panels tied together, we're going to set them upright in a 90-degree corner. So I'll just pick up the 2 panels. They aren't that heavy. If you have 2 people to help you, it makes it a lot easier. Make it a family affair. Sukkot is a family celebration. So we're just going to take this over here. We're going to tip it on in, and we're just going to make a 90-degree corner, like so. Now we're just going to continue tying 2 panels together at a time, setting them up the same way that we set this one up, in a 90-degree corner. So I'll just continue here, top, middle, and bottom, and be sure and keep your rope somewhat loose. Now we got 2 of the corners set up, so we're going to tie the 2 corners together so everything stays stable as we assemble the rest of the sukkah. So we're going to tie it at the bottom, just like we did before. We just thread it through here. Sometimes it's a little hard to tie a knot with the gloves on, but the gloves do kind of protect my hands from the splinters of the wood. So unless your hands are real tough, I'd suggest wearing gloves. Now we're going to get a chair because I don't have a real tall friend helping me here today, and I can't reach up to the 8-foot level. So I'm going to carefully stand on the chair. A ladder would be better, but we're trying to keep this as simple as possible with whatever you might have at hand in your home. We want you to think about how simple you can do this, not how difficult you can make it. Okay, now we're going to tie the next set together here in the center. Keep everything stable. I'm going to run the rope back through here, like so. These you can tie fairly tightly. There again, doesn't matter what kind of knot you use. We're going to tie it top, bottom, and center. Okay, now we're going to pick up the last panel, and then you'll see where the door ends up being. So as I take this over, we're just going to set it slightly inside panel here just so it doesn't fall over. And we're going to tie this top, middle, and bottom just like we tied the others. Now, it's a mitzvah to eat in the sukkah. So once you have this all together and Sukkot starts, be sure and eat your meals. And it's a good camp out for the kids also. It's a mitzvah to sleep in the sukkah. So make use of it. Invite your neighbors over. Get them to participate. Make a potluck dinner. Okay, now we're going to thread our second piece of rope through the 2x4. And we're going to tie it off. Like so. Now we're going to take the 2x4 and we're going to go inside the sukkah, and we're going to go the inside corner of the doorway first. We can just prop the 2x4 up. It's about 8 feet long. And we're just going to tie it off. Doesn't need to be completely to the top. Now we're going to come back to the other side. This just makes it a little easier. And tie this off. Now we have all 5 2x4s up. Our last step is to put on our palm fronds. Now if you're in an area where you don't have palm trees, check with your rabbi and find out what local tree or native tree that you can use. The idea here is this is a temporary structure, that the roof covering should cover more than 50%, but not 100% of the roof area. You definitely want to be able to see the stars at night through your roof. So we're fortunate here in Arizona that we have palm fronds. I just got a few, not enough to do the complete roof area because I want to save them for Sukkot. So basically we're just going to put them up here like so to give you an idea of how it should kind of look. There again, don't worry if you're in an area where you don't have palm trees. Just check with your rabbi as to what materials, native materials that you can use. Now that we've completed a sukkah that's 8 foot by 8 foot, if this is not large enough for your family and friends, you can easily make it bigger 4 feet at a time, simply by adding another panel in this area here, and on the opposite side, you can make it 12 foot by 8 foot or 16 by 8 foot, and simply putting in a couple extra 2x4s. So it's very simple to scale this up and make it larger. So now we've completed our sukkah. Now it's time to decorate it if you choose, but be sure and have fun with the family. Use it every night during Sukkot.